in engineering at UW-Madison.
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here today and hear my colleagues' experiences in other area. I'm just presenting my experience with, in fact, a high enrollment course, the Introduction to Material Science and Engineering. We call it Intro. The concepts of active learning, which we started several years ago and developed on that. Would you please change the slides? Is somebody? Yeah, thank you very much. All right, so the idea of this active learning was that the students watch pre-recorded lectures before coming to the class. And during class, they were engaged in various activities, group problem solving, micro projects, and so forth. So the challenge was the transition from this face-to-face classes last March to remote teaching, online teaching. And by the way, when I say high enrollment, this is about 200, on average, 200 students each semester. And so what I try to do, ask the student to still do group problem solving during the live classes. Well, weekly homeworks and another activity which was called journal also was added, because in the online class I wouldn't see the students. So I decided to add a weekly journal, which was their personal response to some conceptual questions. And then I also try to use the concepts of projects. We call them micro project, macro project, and it is really challenging to keep these activities. And I try to give like about 50% of the weight to these activities. And have the lower stake exams, around 50% of their grades were their exams. And again, another challenge was how to take the exams and maintaining the integrity of the exam. The university has this honor lock for proctoring the exam, but the student didn't like them. So I tried to use Canvas power, Canvas facilities to design questions from banks. And so this Canvas would select randomly from different banks so that each student have different sets of questions. So, and I had the students, I had the exams during class time. And so that was about 50 minutes, 2 midterms, 1 final. And then another thing that would help a lot was weekly Modius points and some feedback, which kind of formative assessment to know what's going on, what are the problems, and this sort of thing. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are some activities which, like, we used to, in face-to-face class, use some practical demonstrations, such as like this shape memory alloy, which again, in the online version, I did it myself and recorded the video. I also used a lot of very interesting and fantastic practical and experimental videos on YouTube, and that would also help for this class. Of course, this class did not have any lab, but I always like to show them the practical aspects of what they read. Can I have the next slide, please? All right. And probably the more interesting was these micro projects. Again, using the Canvas, we had 3 micro projects during the semester, and so using the Canvas, I divided the students into various subjects depending on their interest, and during the live classes, we had about 3 hours of live lectures, which mostly they were problem solvings and some activities, and macro projects was another activities. They have to do the macro projects during the class, like in 3 sessions, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes during the class. Like in the face-to-face class, they used to sit around a table and communicate with each other and do these macro projects in a week. But in the online, I try to follow the suit and use this grouping in Canvas and ask them to do their projects during the class time, during the live class time. And depending upon the stage of the course, they had different macro projects, and in order to give them some incentive, these micro projects each had 5% of their grades. But then again, I use this incentive of best macro projects, and I gave them some bonus to encourage competition, and so it's really a challenge to teach a high enrollment intro course in these difficult times. But fortunately, the students like it. In fact, their scores have gone up compared to face-to-face class. And the enrollment has also gone up. My enrollment has increased about 50% since last March. And so it looks like that the students are also happy about the system. Of course, as I said, this course has been redesigned to be active learning, and we had a lot of practice quizzes, and the system has been set up during several years, and it's just that the transition to this remote teaching is really a challenge again to keep the standard. Thank you very much. I will be happy to answer any question.
Thank you, Ahmed. Does anyone have a question?